Good morning. Welcome to Lockhart Cadillac. My name is Gerald Collins, and I'm here to introduce to you the 2021 Escalade. This is the 5th generation Escalade. I have been here at the Lockhart Cadillac for 16 years, so I have been privy to see a lot of the changes, and I think this is the biggest leap and bound that we have ever made in the luxury car market. Cadillac was always, for the most part, the quintessential Escalade, but since 15, it's kind of taken a step, the competition has kind of taken a couple of leapfrogs over us on some certain things. And I think this year, we're coming bold, we're coming big, and we're coming to eat everybody's lunch. As you can see, from this Escalade to the previous model, it's much bigger. It's bigger, more impressive, and everything about it, as I'm going to show you later, is for that as well. First, you're going to notice this huge front fascia that's been redesigned. We went to a horizontal headlight now to give more of a stacked approach there. This is a premium luxury trim, and that has the Galvano chrome grille. And we have a sport trim, which has the black trim around the grille area. It's blacked out around the windows, that kind of thing. So you have two distinctive trims. You do have a platinum available in both of those trims, and then you do have a luxury, which is more of your standard equipment. But today we're going to focus on premium luxury and sport, so I can show you some of the new things that's going on. First is this massive grille. You'll notice here, there's two engine choices, 6.2 liter V8, 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. There's also now, very exciting, a turbo diesel, 3.0 liter turbo diesel inline 6. It is 277 horsepower, but amazingly, it is the same torque output as the 6.2 liter. So I think that's going to be a very, very good choice for a lot of our customers that want something to clean diesel. I'll show you the different badging that will come with that as well. As you notice here, it does a few things for you. As you walk up to the car, you'll notice that the lights now pulse to kind of welcome you to that. That's a very high-end luxury statement that you want to show with your vehicle. That's the kind of stuff that you get when you buy Lamborghinis, Bentleys. That's the kind of stuff that we're doing now with Cadillac, because this is kind of the quintessential, this will be the new quintessential SUV in the luxury market. As we move here, you'll notice that we still have the integrated daytime running lamps, which also double as your turn signals as well. That is just a little more flared out this time, looks a lot better. As you see now, it's still welcoming every time you use it. The car's always talking to you, and I love that about that. As you move to the wheels, there is a 22-inch wheel choice across the board. So every package will have 22-inch wheels. There's about 4 or 5 different choices for that, different packages that you can buy, that you can differentiate your Escalade from everybody else's. You'll also notice that this now also has the active aero shuttering. You cannot see it here, but what that is there are shutters actually behind this massive grille that are going to be able to shut and close on different situations to actively allow air if the engine needs to be cool, more drag, that kind of thing. So that's something that's very big and only usually available on very, very high premium luxury vehicles. Now we see the bold look of this car. You'll notice it's completely different. It looks a lot massive. It does look a lot higher, and that's because it is now in the driver assist package. You have air ride suspension available. That's going to be very important, because now that's the first time that we've ever been able to actually adjust the level or the height and level of the car ever. That's something that Range Rover always had. People always used to come in and say, well, my Range Rover could do this and that. Now you can do that as well with your Escalade. And I think it's a much bolder statement on this. You do still have your, as you see, the surround vision camera has now been angled out a little bit. You do have 4 cameras, 1 on the front, 2 on the sides, 1 on the back. What that is, that's going to give you a bird's eye 2 megapixel resolution on that to be able to see around the car, kind of looks like a drone as it's looking down on you. Very nice there. As we move around over here, you'll notice that on this premium luxury trim package, you do have the chrome accents there at the bottom. You do now have the power assist steps are still there, but they do have LED illumination, and you've got some puddle lamp packages that come with some nice Cadillac crests on the ground as well. The big, huge thing about this is we now have soft closed doors like what you remember in your S550 Mercedes. I think that's a small touch, but it's very, very elegant. And then also now that you don't have to worry about kids slamming the doors, not closing them correctly. If you close it, you get it close to that, it's going to reel that door in and make sure that it's secure. As we move here to the end, you'll notice also there is no more door handle. So no more pesky kids trying to, is the door open, is the door open, keep pulling. You can't pull that door handle off of here anymore because there's just a soft close button that you just press like you normally would be associated with your rear liftgate, and that allows you to just be able to just click that button and make it electronic. As we move over to the rear, you'll notice this truck looks a lot longer. It's actually 8 inches longer, and it's actually 4.9 of those inches are actually in the wheelbase. What that allows you to do is it stretches the car out, but it also allows for that new independent rear suspension, which is really the biggest thing about this vehicle, and that's kind of the secret to where that opens up the whole truck for you. The independent rear suspension, because if you remember in the past, you always had that pump, so it always meant like any adult sitting in the back seat always had a hard time sitting back there. Now with that independent rear suspension, they're able to move those seats, those wheels back, and that allows for a lot more leg room in the second and third row. There's actually now, you have 43 inches of leg room. That's 3 inches bigger than what we had last time, and it's a lot bigger than what the Navigator is. Also in the back, you do have 35 inches of leg room now as well. But what's really nice about the second row seat is that it allows you to now slide forward and backwards. And that gives you 5.5 inches of range of motion now that you never had in Escalade. So what that allows you to do is you can tailor, if you have a smaller child, then of course you're going to be able to get a bigger adult in the third row seat. But then also, if your child wants to sit a little closer to you, you're able to do that now. And those are the kind of decisions that we want to leave up to the customer and allow them to make the Escalade their own. As you move to the rear, which is kind of another big secret here, you'll notice that we have integrated the exhaust tips into the rear fascia again. That was something that was available on some of the previous Escalades from 07 to 2015, and that's something that we brought back this year as well. You'll see here that you do have the rear liftgate. We've eliminated that bar that you pull for your liftgate, and now we just have a push on the crest, which opens up that rear tailgate there. And what it opens up to is a massive 26-inch cubic feet. That's massive. Just to give you an example, this is 70% more than the previous Escalade. I mean, that really even makes a choice of an ESV versus a regular size even a more tougher question to pose now. Because I think with this, we even were able to put a Yeti cooler in the back of this thing. I mean, that's really the kind of space that people are looking for. So now it makes the ESV, which is actually going to be 37 cubic feet, it makes it even more massive than even that, but also kind of makes it to where you don't really need an ESV anymore, like you normally did there. You do still have your touchless tailgate with that little illuminate there, a Cadillac symbol, but we'll let it down for now. And we're going to go over here so I can show you some more things on the second row. As you open the second row, you'll see that you have these diagonal rear seat entertainment tablets. These are massive. These are 16.9 inches or 12.9 inches. They are massive. Now, these are not TVs. There is no DVD system in this car, but that allows so much flexibility, more than you've ever had before. You're able to stream with an Android phone. You can stream right to the screen. One of the funniest things is that your kids can send you navigation directions. Get back to me on how that works out for everybody, but I think it's still a nice feature for that. But also they can hook up multiple DVD players, Xboxes. There is a myriad of ways to do entertainment in this car. You have a 110 volt power adapter here, and then you have one behind the third row seat as well. So that's very, very massive. That's very, very big option there. On the first row seats, you'll see this massive 38-inch OLED LG screen, first curve LED display in the car industry. And as all the reviews that I've read, it is the hands down best tech in any luxury car, period. 38 inches, as I mentioned. That is comprised of 3 different screens. The first screen here, where you're going to be doing most of your infotainment things, is a 16-inch screen. The screen where your dash and stuff is actually an 11-inch screen. And then you have a 7-inch screen on the side for more of your tripometer and some cool things that you can do with augmented reality navigation. That's something that's very new there that you'll be able to see on that other side of the screen. But what that does is that just gives a massive, massive upgrade to the infotainment system, but it also allows people to be able to see, and it actually has 2 times the megapixels of what you see in most 4K TVs, so it's very bright. There's no more light pollution coming in. You're able to see, and it's also at an angle where, as you're on the road, you're not looking, you're looking there, and it's a forward vision, so you're able to see a lot better as you're driving as well. You'll notice that we also have the electronic shifter now. So no more GM shifter on the column, very old school, not something that you see in most luxury trucks going in that segment, but that's something that we wanted to institute too. And I think the big thing that we have now is we have the Ultra View sunroof. That was something that we offered in every vehicle we ever had, and our top line Escalade just never had it. And I think that's something that customers kind of were a little bit upset about. So now that we've added that, I think it opens up the space of the car, but it also just allows you to just kind of feel like you're on par with everyone else. Then you couple that with this awesome infotainment system, and I think you've got a winner for the next 10 years or so. Also, on this vehicle, this is a premium luxury. Sports will be coming. Sports are another trim package, but there is our semi-autonomous Super Cruise that will be available sometime in December or January. And that is something that we have already, in the last couple of weeks, have gotten a lot of reviews, and we actually were rated #1 ahead of Tesla. More so because ours actually makes sure that the customer is actually paying attention, rather with Tesla, you're just able to just type in a direction and just fall asleep, if you may, and it'll let you take you home. This is a lot safer. This is a lot safer for your family, and it's a lot more intuitive for you to be paying attention and actually know what's going on instead of just letting the car do itself. So those are a few things that I want to touch on today on the new Escalade. You'll see that as we open up and take a test drive, but yeah, let's go take a test drive.